Hey y'all, I wanted to make a video showing this super fun technique I've been doing that is so relaxing and so easy to do, making bubbles that you can turn really fun backgrounds to cards. So to start, you're just going to need some kind of watercolor paper or mixed media paper and watercolor paints. The ones I'm using today are a Crafter's Companion brand. So make sure you get those activated with spraying them down with some water. And then I also like to have a large and small jars of water. One I use to clean the brush and one for fresh water. And then you're going to need a couple of little small jars. And what we're essentially going to do with those is paint the rim of each jar and stamp it on the page. So you want to grab some pigment, just go all the way around the rim of the jar, and then wherever you want to place it, and then on to the super fun part. Once you have it stamped, you want to make sure that you come in and clean your brush really well, and then fill it again with clean water, and you're just going to trace the edges where you have stamped. And so relaxing, watch all of that pigment just bleed out from the edge of the bubble. That's my absolute favorite part. Then you can dry your brush a little bit and come in and you can pull off some of the pigment, which will give it that little reflective detail. I do like to go into this with a color palette in mind and kind of stay within that color palette as I choose what colors I'm going to use for each bubble. And sometimes I even will grab different colors within my same color palette on the same bubble, because bubbles can be kind of rainbowy, so I think that works out. As long as you pick colors that you know are not going to blend into mud, it will be great, so give that a try too. All right, so I'm going to keep going with this, filling up the rim with color pigment, cleaning my brush, grabbing fresh water, and filling it in and watching the pigment bleed out. For my first couple of bubbles, I don't like them to touch. I want to give each one a little bit of a chance to dry a little bit. If I start overlapping them too soon, I find that they bleed into each other a little bit too much, and then they kind of lose their shape and definition. So I like to let them dry a little bit before I start overlapping. Here's an example where maybe your stamp's not completely perfect all the way around, but it doesn't matter. You're just going to fill it out with water as you go around, and nobody will even know the difference. Make sure to dry and remove some pigment for that detail. All right, I'm gonna go ahead now and speed up the rest of the video because it's just the same thing over and over. So we're gonna see that in double time here. noticed that that turquoise bubble had kind of a really big puddle forming. And I knew that would make the bubble, once it dried, look not smooth. So I went ahead and just smoothed that out, pulled off some of the water, and kind of reshaped it a little bit. And lastly, my favorite part ever is adding splatters to finish it up. And now you just let it dry, or you can use a heat tool and make it dry. And here we got, I just wanted to show some examples of how you could then, once those have dried, die cut them into size to fit on a card with a nice sentiment. They're just really fun and playful. And I hope you like this today, and I hope that you will share what you have made. If you try this, put a photo of yours in the comment. Thanks.